Hello and welcome to FireHawk Gaming's On the Couch. This is a new podcast series. This is going to be the first and last ever one at this location. We'll endeavour to have a new location ready for next week's one. Oh dear.
You just broke your telly.
My second screen seems to have gone down. Hold on.
Turn it on and off again.
Ooh. There's an advert going on there. Oops. Technical difficulties. The fuck?
You broke it.
I just turning it on and off.
I like turning it off and off, it all works.
Yeah, it won't work though. I don't know what. It's as soon as I hit the stream button. I don't think this will work. But
Do we need a second screen?
that's the primary screen. That's got all the desktop and stuff on it. Oh dear.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Right. Need to stop the stream and then restart it at a lower resolution. And we're back, and it appears the screen is working. Back on 720p. We're getting dropped frames, so well. So, there's been quite a lot going on in the gaming and tech world recently. Steam's paid mods thing.
Oh yeah, I saw about that.
Obviously, a lot of controversy. There was a lot of DCMA takes, or DMCA takedowns. Paid mods have a slight issue where if anything you've used is trademarked, normally companies are reasonably okay with it, depending on what it is, depending on who owns the rights to it. However, when mods started charging for it, that wasn't going to wash, and a lot of the mods that were paid were either low quality or ripped from sites such as Mod Nexus and other such sites. Valve has since removed the paid for mods option and has instead initiated the ability to donate, or they say working on the ability to have you donate to mod authors. But even then, I think it should be via external links.
I think that's the best idea, to have the option to pay, donates, and then having to pay a set amount.
Well, obviously, there's been paid mods on other things, but they're more, they're actual third-party content. They've gone out, they've got the licenses for stuff. They've put in hours and hours before releasing anything to the, to the community, and it's an actual, product, rather than just a mod. It doesn't have licenses or anything. I think that really what defines it is the whole licensing issue.
Well, then we have to admit, we did take some rather amusing protest mods come out of it.
Oh yes. But there's been paid mods before, like Euro Truck Simulator 2, the multiplayer mod for that. You have to pay £5 to access the server to download. That's just for the first time, but to download the mod, to be able to download the mod. But that keeps a lot of these spammers away. There's still a lot out there, but because they log each person to their download, if anybody squared to download, legally, then it just, their account gets suspended anyway. So it's quite difficult for people to get in that without, if they're not supposed to. Another, well, massive development actually. It's probably the most important development in graphics cards in years. And I'm going to switch to the scene that has the desktop on it, like so, and open up Firefox. Here we go. AMD Fiji, the next AMD GPU, driver set or chipset rather. It features, what is it? High density, high bandwidth memory, and it's also stacked high bandwidth memory, which means you can get a lot more out of the card. So that's going to be the AMD 300 series of graphics cards, which recently AMD hasn't been able to keep up because it's been focused on researching this next lot. Both the CPUs and the GPUs. The next lineup of it is just going to blow everything away. I mean, I don't think Nvidia was quite ready for this. Nvidia has nothing like this, and this is an important advancement in graphics cards, most certainly.
Are they going to have newer? What's it? A small. Are they going to change the die on it? They're going to have
Yeah, well, they're putting high bandwidth memory modules onto the graphics cards.
No, but I mean the actual size of the. They're going to have a smaller. AMD CPUs, they need to.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, smaller form factor. You can see they've managed to reduce that. Power efficiency, they've managed to get that. It's 8 GB high density. That's each layer. I mean, we could end up with really high performance cards, and the bandwidth for them is just absolutely incredible.
Better scaling in Crossfire as well with the newer cards.
I mean, there we are. DDR3 cards and GDDR5 cards, what the maximum you can get out of them is. 28 gigabytes there. 128 to 256 gigabytes a second maximum bandwidth for the new high bandwidth memory cards. I mean,
But that rather makes our ones look pathetic at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, that makes pretty much anything on the market look pathetic at the moment. And the size of it as well.
That's one thing the Fiji have got down at the moment. It's just they quite efficient cards, so I think this move from AMD will be a big really important step.
I mean, just look at the comparison between the between the current high performance AMD cards and the new 390X. I mean,
it's the one they've announced.
Yeah, I mean, is the frequency lower? Yeah. But
It's
then
got
again,
more memory now.
It has a lot more GPU cores. The compute performance is a lot higher. The GPU clock speed is a little bit higher. The total memory bandwidth is a heck of a lot higher. The memory interface is a lot better as well. I mean, obviously it's not a massive difference because these early versions aren't going to be the best as what they can be, but for the first series of these, it's that's quite a lot of performance.
Have they announced any news for their next line of CPUs? The
I-
only thing I haven't heard. Of
I don't
anything.
know. I haven't heard much. All I know is they'll probably be a lot more powerful. They're going to be smaller factor. Well, I've seen that,
Mm.
and we could possibly have
We've got enough.
more cores.
With Intel, that the route they've gone, they've had to, well, apart from the the i3s, i5s, and 7s, but the next line of processors they're having, I forgot what, a Skylark, I think it's called. They're mainly going to be Skylake.
Yeah.
They're mainly going to be mobile processors. They're not going to
Yeah.
be like a desktop.
Intel, it's
Which you don't really
interesting.
need.
Intel is trying to go after the mobile market. They're rather leaving the PC market as is. The problem that Intel has is the lower frequencies and the lower, like gigahertz. And they have the the actual core speed is higher, and obviously there's a lot more that Intel has, but the problem with Intel, and the same problem can be said for Nvidia, is you have to update so often. When you update the CPU in an Intel, you often have to switch out the motherboard. Whilst AMD have been using AM3 Plus for years, and I think the next generation will be using either that or FM2, which is the one they use for graphics as well, for the APUs. So I think that's more of a trend, because in Intel their processors have integrated graphics, don't they?
You don't have
I
to.
think a lot of them.
That my one doesn't.
A lot of them do have integrated graphics, but
This is not their strong point, but it's not really.
But obviously,
Most people won't use it.
AMD's APUs are starting to come a long way.
Better, yeah.
And with the the stacked HBM, I think when that's put into the new, I can't remember what it's called, the new generation of AMD CPUs. I think it could be Kaveri or something.
Kaveri?
Yeah. They'll probably use that technology to put more memory into the APUs they make.
The thing in it as well with the AMD APUs, they don't just, they're good on their own, but they scale with the other hardware you have, or if you've got an AMD graphics card, it combines with that. So
actually, talking about multiple graphics options, DX12 has come along. There's tech demos for it already, and it looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, notably, Square Enix released a tech demo for it yesterday at the Microsoft Build conference, and it does look pretty much amazing.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Yeah.
But the good thing about it, it doesn't just benefit any manufacturer. Any architecture will benefit from it. Well, as long as it's not really outdated in any computer hardware.
Most AMD cards, most Nvidia cards will be able to handle DX12.
Yeah.
Anything that can handle 11.1 for a driver update will be able to handle DX12.
Any cards...
you won't see performance like you would see on new cards like the 300 series, which is releasing in June.
That's specifically for DirectX 12.
Yeah, or the newer Nvidia cards that are coming soon.
I'd say any card that's like no older than 3 years probably will benefit.
Yeah. But even so, one of the interesting things with DX12
Windows
is
8 plus no Windows 7 support from, well, I don't think Microsoft gave a definitive answer, but
I don't think they'll have Windows 8 support. They want everyone on Windows 10. That's why they're offering the free upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 8.1.
As far as I know, from Windows 7, they won't support it, because Windows 7, obviously, they're finishing, it's in the final stage of support. Extended support. It's not. Which they want everyone to get rid of, even though it's the most commonly used operating system in the world.
It is. Well, XP is the second still.
Yeah. I feel
No,
a bit
nobody
worried
uses-
about
no.
professional businesses that use that. I would really try
Hardly,
not to
yeah,
use it.
hardly anyone uses Windows 8 or 8.1.
They still found a flaw from Windows 98, I think, a while ago. Which no, I don't know if anyone uses it, but there's still that's been left unpatched because it's so old. And
Yeah.
it's just not worth using out of date OSs
Yeah.
in the long run.
Anyway, Windows or DirectX 12. It actually has they've actually put the ability in there to use multiple graphics cards. Like you can have an AMD and an Nvidia, and you can use both of them at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
which you know
People have
is
different
quite
cards with
good.
different
Yeah.
solutions.
I mean, at the end of the day, the thing is, if you're doing some serious rendering, like 3D modelling and stuff, you want Nvidia, right? Because the pure, the hardware, the speed of it. But if you're gaming, say like on GTA, which is very, 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 intensive on the amount of memory you probably have AMD because the price point is cheaper usually, but
Well,
if
the
you
970
have
is a good card, to be fair. I run that at 60 frames plus, 180p.
was that the Nvidia?
Yeah, 970.
Yeah,
With everything on maximum. Well, apart from a few things, say like anti-aliasing, I don't have.
yeah,
I have like on times for whatever. But on 180p, you don't really notice it. There's a few things that's turned down like a little bit, like processing effects like that. But otherwise, it runs pretty smoothly. Yeah, it was a good card, but it was actually the first time I got like a higher end Nvidia card. So I normally go for the 60 series, but it was a good card, to be honest. But yeah, it's actually really well coded. I think Rockstar did a much better job than they did in GTA 4, which was
it was.
a
Well,
problem.
the GTA 5 port was done by the people who did Max Payne 3 port.
Mhm, which ran really
Which
well.
was one of the best. I wouldn't really call it a port in a way because it was worked on at the same time as the original generation. But obviously, the textures and the technology, and obviously having to make it compatible with thousands of different systems, along with getting it on Steam, getting that working and all that.
On the whole, the launch I thought was quite successful. I don't think there was.
There was
Although I didn't
problems.
play it
There was
straight
some
away.
problems.
Compared to some games, Destiny, cough cough.
Bell glitch. But yeah, talk to my again. A lot of people are having problems launching the game, including myself. Now, the one issue that was coming up, which I didn't have, a lot of other people didn't have, is Windows usernames containing things that weren't, on the alphabet, the English alphabet. Stuff like symbols or letters from other languages. That was causing an error with the Rockstar Social Club, so that wasn't working properly. Another issue that people had with the Rockstar Social Club, including myself, we hadn't updated our OSs to Windows 7.1, the Service Pack one. So we were running without the Service Pack, and obviously it needs the Service Pack 1. But in the end, that all got sorted, and it is one of the best ports. Not even really a port, but one of the best console games on PC that has been made.
I haven't come across any bugs yet, so touch wood, it seems pretty
Yeah,
good.
it seems to be better than most.
The modding scene is going to be really good, which I haven't had time to look at anything yet, but I
People
don't know.
made trailers for it already that allow you to do pretty much anything. Fire rockets out your cars and stuff like
Someone
that.
had a snow mod.
Yeah. On the trainer, you can. I think on the trainer it is, but no. Somebody managed to mod it onto online, so they could play in the snow online. But obviously, Rockstar Games is a little bit finicky with online mods.
Yeah.
There's a few roleplay mods that are being made on the lines of kind of artist lifestyle things for GTA. But they're going to have to code their own multiplayer because they can't use Rockstar servers for it because random people who don't have the mods or all that. But it should be interesting to see what happens with that.
Does it have Steam Workshop, or does it not have support for that? Yeah.
No.
Will there be any plans for it?
I don't think they will do that.
That's a shame. Missed opportunity, I think, there.
Yeah. Bit of news from Space Engineers, game that I like to play a lot. They are adding planets. We don't know when, but they're going to be planets. Not on the kind of Earth scale. Not even really. If they were real, they would be classed as planets anyway. They'd be classed as planetoids because they are going to be through the default settings. They're going to be about 50 kilometers in diameter. It's still quite large. It's with a proper atmosphere, it'll still take several minutes to get down to the surface. But there's going to be options so you can increase the size of the planet, so you can have 100 kilometre diameter, which is absolutely massive. They've said that at the maximum speed in the default stock game, it would take, in the atmospheres that would be put in the proper atmospheres, it would take 12 minutes to go from space to the planet's surface. 12 whole minutes. And at the standard view distance, you'd be almost right on top of the atmosphere before you saw the planet just go pop into view. So they're having to code. They're completely redoing the multiplayer as well because of how they had to do it with Steam. It was a very quick thing for them to do. They've been recoding the multiplayer since. It's no longer being hosted by Steam. It's going to have easier multiplayer modding, and it's going to allow more players because before each player was connected to each other player.
Yeah.
So the more players you have in the game, the more laggy it became. Well, if you had any more than 3 players, forget about it. It ain't going to happen. Especially if you've got anything bigger than a freighter. But the new multiplayer, you connect to the server. Basically like most other games, you connect to the server tells you where other people are. And that should be a lot more reliable. They're also working on, I think, DX11 support at the moment. I think they should work on DX12 support. I don't know if they're going to do that at any point, but I hope so, because that'll be pretty good.
They might be able to have another version at a later date which can allow support for it. A lot of game developers sometimes do that. Patch it in. It won't be full as in launch DirectX 12, but it may have some features and slightly better performance. But it's normally what might happen.
The gaming news?
I've got a little bit from Nintendo at the moment. I don't know if anyone noticed, but about 2-3 weeks ago, Nintendo announced a jump to mobile gaming, which is rather interesting, considering Nintendo once said that mobile gaming is one of the biggest risks to our industry.
It's one of the biggest sellers nowadays.
So one believes that Nintendo has seen how much money some mobile games make, and they thought, oh, we want to change that. Quite Steve. At the moment, it remains to be seen whether or not Nintendo is going to be porting its current games to mobile, or if it's going to be creating entirely new games. Reggie or Nintendo America is remaining quite tight-lipped on both scenarios, so we have no idea what they're going to release on the mobile. I would not be shocked if we saw a load of ports, personally.
Well, Sega's been porting their old games like Sonic.
They had on Android, yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
They are so badly ported. It's unbelievable. I bought one, tried to play it, didn't work. The flagship Samsung phone at the time, it didn't work, so I just clicked refund.
But then, on the other hand, just imagine Nintendo ported over like it's old handheld games to the mobile. I could go with that.
SNES games, yeah.
But really, I mean, the only way you can really play a lot of the older games on mobile.
A gamepad.
Well,
Or
yeah,
a gamepad
or you
attached,
could,
yeah.
Like the Xperia Play tablet, the ones which actually have the controls.
Oh, that would work quite interesting. That'd work.
The shame
Yeah,
Sony drops them. Well, the current make of Sony phones don't have. They haven't made another play phone.
Sony's quitting the phone market. That's another thing. Sony's quitting the phone market.
Oh, no.
Strange enough, I'm really not going to miss it.
No.
But yeah, as far as other gaming news goes in Nintendo's world,
I've heard about are they making another? Not another Wii. I don't know. They've announced
a new console, but they're a bit
have.
sketchy on detail. It's going to get unveiled at E3 this year, so.
They're not going to call it.
Yeah, the interesting thing is if they're going to go for the casual market again and just repeat and rinse, or if they're going to go for the more hardcore market and make a console that can keep up with the Xbox One and PS4. But I seriously doubt it.
Well, Nintendo's got a bit of a habit of going for a couple of duds, then a decent console, then a couple of duds.
The thing is,
still in a dud moment.
They need a few more IPs. We can't just rely on Mario and Zelda. We need.
Well, they've got Pokemon, haven't they? That's going.
We need more IPs.
But then they never put. You see, they only ever keep Pokemon on the handheld.
This is where it gets interesting. Pokemon's 20th anniversary is next year. There is a lot of speculation on what's going to get announced at E3 for it. It's ranging from a reboot of the original Red and Blue onto whatever the next handheld's going to be. They might announce a console Pokemon RPG.
I'd like I'd like
Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium 3. I was about to say
well,
that.
they had that Gale of Darkness, didn't they? An XD on the but they flopped a bit. Coliseum.
Coliseum.
But because they do fantastic, they've sort of backed off. But Stadium 3 would be good.
Stadium 3 on a new Nintendo console.
Fully decent
3D
graphics with all 649 Pokemon.
Yeah, they could resurrect the. They could bring in the guy who did the Crisis, the Crisis Engine modification where he had the Pokemon in it.
Oh, that would be good, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But,
they put
heard about that.
Nintendo of America, the notoriously litigious part of Nintendo, will put a DMCA on him.
Yeah, sounds like them. Well, they're the guys who screwed Chrono Trigger's over, didn't they?
Yeah.
Etc. I mean, personally, I'm going to put my bets on a 20th anniversary edition of Red and Blue. I mean, they did a 10th anniversary version. They've done Ruby and Sapphire's 10th anniversary. So the 20th anniversary, it could be a reboot of Pokemon Yellow. I can see that happening.
They're remaking. What was they redoing recently on their 3DS? It was
Ruby and Sapphire.
That would be good actually.
But then where they redo them, and they've just done them. On the Ruby and Sapphire note, come to mind, there is a game event done for Ruby and Sapphire to download Dark Ray to your game. The end date is coming up soon. However, because the game cannot organise itself, it's got 3 different end dates, being the 5th of May, the 10th of May and the 13th of May. Now, game itself does not know the end date, but it recommends the 5th of May to be safe.
Well, so just assume it's the 5th.
So if you've got a code from game to download, make sure you do it before Wednesday. Wednesday? No, Tuesday. And that's for the UK, by the way. The US one ended last week. Yes.
Well, see, US doesn't have game; it has GameStop.
But it's the same thing.
Same company, actually. A lot of people don't realise that.
As for other games that Nintendo is releasing in the EU, Harvest Moon Lost Valley for the 3DS has been pushed back again. It was slated for a last quarter of 2014 release. It's now been pushed back to the second quarter of 2015. Considering Harvest Moon and its inability to release Natsume and the saga, I believe, for localising this version. I don't think we're going to see it until 2016. But
Probably
saga,
later.
please release it. Yeah,
I don't think that's going to work.
I could try.
Well, something it's already launched anyway, so it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
But they've got the new 3DS, haven't they? Because I get
Yes, version. What version is it now?
3,081,000.
which I can't remember. They moved around the what
Yeah,
did they do?
they've-
They moved the controls around a bit, did they? Did they have a second?
They added a. I think they've added.
second. Was it trigger?
It's a second trigger, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which I've not yet had a chance to have a play around on one, and
they are launched, aren't they? Are they already out? Or?
I think it's launching soon. It might. I think they're going to hang it for a load of release. I think they're going to do a few announcements with it at E3 this year.
I bet people would be really gutted that bought the last XL. Well,
Yes.
version 2 of that, wasn't it? They were
Well, we
on
had the
there.
2DS, the XL. Then there's the
2DS
one that
was
came
a-
after it, and I don't
yeah.
remember what it was. But
They've
Nintendo,
ceased manufacturing the 2DS, aren't they?
yeah, because the sales were so poor. But
I might get this actually when it comes out because I didn't get it. We'll have the normal standard size and XL as well for this new one.
they probably will do. Yeah, they must do it in both. So that's become a habit of theirs
I
now.
assume it'll be on launch both.
Yeah,
both
I mean the
versions.
3DS had both at launch, so.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean
It'd be nice to
Nintendo
get.
does seem to be in the habit of becoming the Apple of the handheld world.
No, and it's going to have a slightly faster processor as well. I heard.
Yeah.
I don't know what games will make use of that. Maybe only new releases.
Yeah, I mean I'm
but
assuming they have a couple of games which will be tied directly to it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
More
be
money.
Well, yeah,
money
games
grabbing.
that force you to buy it.
Take advantage of it.
Just
yeah.
like just like how Apple works, really.
Mhm.
They go, no, they get a certain amount of apps, and they force them to be only compatible with the latest iPhone. So you have to go and get a new one.
Like
and
the
Apple,
5 and the 5S
Naturally.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
In other news, Atlas have announced another Persona game, Persona 5, both for console and handheld. I've seen some videos for it and it looks pretty good. The graphics are fantastic. Atlas has also announced another Etrian Odyssey game for the 3DS. I think it's due to be released in America in third quarter of 2015. EU has been given a release date at the first quarter of 2016. Again, it looks quite good. I've got to admit, for Etrian Odyssey, it does not look like they've changed the formula for the game, so it'll be the same create your own dungeon-based gameplay, work through your dungeon, collect your items. It looks like the story hasn't changed much, but I think we're 6 games now into the Etrian Odyssey series, including the spin-off, so it's Atlas, but I'll give them it's a good game, so I might let them off. Square Enix is also due to announce another Final Fantasy, I think, at E3, or at least that's what's rumoured. So no doubt we'll find out in June what's coming. I can't think of another E3 announcements off the top of my head.
I don't know if it's an E3 announcement, but what about another Sims? I remember seeing advertisements for
yes.
another Sims game.
Oh, would we be surprised there's another Sims game?
Yeah,
And then
I mean, Sims 4's just been released, hasn't it? Or has it?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
only recently come out, and it was absolutely awful. There was no swimming pool at the beginning because they said, "Oh, but we want them to be different." And then, a month after release, oh look, we've got swimming pools DLC.
Yeah.
They basically removed features
They've had in
to
every
add
single
later
one.
as DLC. It's the way EA have been going for absolutely ages now. I mean, the Battlefield games are no different.
But I'm going to say, ever
Electronic
since
Arts,
Maxis
I
was
thought
dropped
was-
and Will
sorry.
Wright was dropped for The Sims, I do believe the franchise has been going downhill quite
Well,
majorly.
yeah.
Bring back Will Wright and the Llamas.
And people are going to get hyped. Well, I won't be for the new. What's it? New modern. Is it another Modern Warfare or
Black Ops.
Possibly.
Black Ops 3? Blops.
Yeah.
Blops 3. That's it. Yeah.
No. That's
Which I haven't bought since the first one, which was actually very good. But the second
Just
one.
what? The YouTube comments on this video when I put it onto YouTube are just going to go kaboom now.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty's crap.
The original Call of Duty's had a good single player and a multiplayer,
Yeah.
not just one or
Yeah.
the other.
No, honestly, apart from the bloody camping snipers, right? Modern Warfare, the multiplayer, the original multiplayer was fantastic.
Spot on. Maps were perfect.
It was fantastic.
Balance.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 2, you could start to see it go down here. Modern Warfare 3, No, if that was just campus paradise. And you have the little SMG men who just run around spraying and praying everything. It just... And the one thing that played later games, because obviously the first Modern Warfare, an arrow box filled your arrow. It didn't fill your explosives, I don't think. Or did it? It was either that or it was difficult to get the arrow box. But in Modern Warfare 2, especially Modern Warfare 3, and all the more recent ones, what they've done is, with the Creator class thing, you can equip 2 explosive weapons, 2 sets of explosive grenades, and an ammo box. Now, I don't know about you, but that has the potential to go very, very wrong. At the start of every match on Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 4 that I've ever played, right, I didn't play many because it was awful in my opinion. The first thing that would happen is almost half the players, if not more, would get out of noob tube and blop. It would be instant. Everyone else would be throwing grenades and stuff. And then whack down arrow box and they'd do that for a little while until somebody runs up and kills them all, and then it starts getting crazy, and the campers start, and the quick scopers, they're the worst. Call of Duty isn't what it used to be.
And just watch the spam count go up.
Something that I'd like to add, quite an old series from Epic Games, Unreal Tournament. Obviously people should have heard about the new engine, Unreal 4 engine. I think it's Unreal 4. Oh my God. I think it's Unreal 4, which obviously they're going to share that free to certain other indie developers or whoever, or just to the public. Actually, people are going to be able to get hold of that engine and use it for their own games as they always have done.
The Crytek engine is also free. You can either pay for it or they get to share the profits you make for the games. That's been like it for a few years though.
Well, I'm not sure how it works for the Unreal Engine. As I thought it was. Is it completely open? Is it an open source like?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what it was now. Yeah, it is because people made like small little games on it before, and
it's quite a versatile engine. From what I've seen, you can get arcade games with it. There's pretty much any genre of game, but they are re-releasing. Well, I think the modding community, in particular, are going to try and re-release original Unreal Tournament with the new Unreal 4 engine.
With updated graphics?
Oh, that's what I mean, with the new engine. So yeah, updated graphics, but it's going to be completely free.
Nice.
No pay to play, nothing. No pay to download. It's going to be a free game. So I recommend people go on the Unreal, obviously Unreal.com of the website, or go on Epic Games website and there'll be a link to it.
So Epic Games have featured it then?
Yeah, it's in alpha development at the moment. But you're free to register on their website and it's play it as it is. I don't know what stage it's in. It's textures.
Yeah, I remember playing. I played a lot Unreal Tournament 2000. That was a good game. I used to do ridiculous stuff like / no clip / fly. God mode obviously, and give I think it's give _ item redeemer, I think it was Luke, and it was fantastic because you left click was a standard missile and it would go and it would boom, big explosion, and right click was the guided missile, and that was so much fun.
Thing is, now we don't have enough arena shooters like Unreal and Quake.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that actually. There is a lot of arena shooters. There's quite a few indie ones coming out. There's one that we saw. I didn't play it, but it was at the EGX Res.
Yes.
Right.
It was the I can't remember the name of it now. That's terrible. The game's doing I'll probably put a link in the YouTube description, probably.
Well, the sort of EGX Res, if anyone who saw our blog on that, it's one of the games we were quite taken with was Prison Architect. Developers have released the latest beta for it. I've had a play around on it. It does look very good, and the videos look pretty good.
You managed to get it?
Yes. They actually emailed me a copy.
Okay.
Oh, so we both did it and they only sent you one?
The copy because I'm a girl. And I took the sticker off him at the time. But it does look very good. They've smoothed out quite a few bugs on the game. I think they said in the accompanying bit of text they smoothed out 133 bugs they'd found in glitches. There's a lot more detail now on the prisoners, and it does look good. You can execute lots of people now. I enjoyed myself.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Oh, and Big Pharma has had a new video come out for it. Another game that we looked at EGX Resed. I looked at the video. It's another hour-long video, and again, Big Pharma really does look like it's coming on. I still can't shake off the feeling it feels like essentially Theme Hospital .2.
No, it's your supplying Theme Hospital.
I know, but it looks like it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's only graphically.
It does have that feeling to it.
But
yeah.
It looks really good. They've smoothed out the angle. As you remember at the when we played the demo of it, Steve. Remember I couldn't turn the objects around.
Oh yeah.
They've now made it so you can turn them around with the directional buttons.
Fantastic.
Which means I can now play the game.
So they've actually taken aboard the feedback they got from that event.
Yes.
That's good. You see, that's good.
Big Pharma looks like it's coming along, and I think they're predicting it should be released at the end of this year.
Isn't it just
early
one
next
guy
year.
making it?
Twice Circled, yes it is.
Yeah,
Yes, one guy.
yeah. Those guys at the event.
No, was that RPG Tycoon?
No, that's one guy as well. But
Yes.
I thought Big Pharma was one person as well.
Oh, that reminds me, RPG Tycoon, another game which is in early access at the moment. That has recently had another. That has recently been patched, and anyone who's played RPG Tycoon in its beta form knows it's quite glitchy. It's rather interesting and quite finicky about when it wants to work and when it wants to save.
The glitch where they speak back and forth is hilarious.
Oh, I've worked out how to trigger that now. It's good fun.
Yeah.
It did have quite a few glitches on the earlier version. I've had a play around on the newest version, which I think got released 3 days ago. Might have been earlier than that, I can't remember. It was sometime in the last week. It's a lot smoother now, and the game really is starting to come together. I am looking forward to the full release for that game. And yes, it's good fun. And hilarious. And ridiculous, and everything in between.
I could read imagine.
I can't think of... Is there anything else from EGX Res that we've been keeping up to date with? Oh, and Iron Bread has been released.
Oh yes, that was already released anyway, but the full version.
The full version's come out. I had a play around on a demo for it. I will never look at bagels in the same way again. And I now can't look at toast without wondering how I'm going to get it across the toaster without it dropping in the sink. But it does look good for a game though. Yeah. Come on, Steve, you know you want to go and race bagels.
Sounds interesting.
I think that's it on the updates from EGX Res, unless there's anything you're thinking of.
No, I don't know. I think that's it from EGX Res, isn't it?
Yes.
It was quite a while ago.
It was in March. That's not quite a while ago.
In gaming terms, that's quite a while ago.
Yeah, I guess so.
One topic that I think is worth discussing about is how irritating that what's it? Eurogame Expo, or what was it called? X London. What was it?
Well, it's
It's
EGX now. It's no
EGX.
longer Eurogamer.
Sorry, yeah,
It's
EGX.
EGX.
Yeah, that won't be. Obviously,
That won't be in London,
That's what I
no,
mean.
because
they're
Earls
moving.
Court
yeah,
has closed.
which is ridiculous.
So the only venue big enough to actually hold them
Manchester.
is Birmingham.
Yeah, it's in
But-
Birmingham now.
It's at the
NEC,
Birmingham
isn't it?
NEC, yeah.
Oh yeah. which I'm not going to. Well,
We were
really
considering
can't.
it, weren't we?
We're considering it. If we can get press passes again, then we'll probably go to it because.
Well, it's more if I can get time off work, Stephen.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's our big
that's
problem
true.
right now.
That and train fairs.
Because it falls in the half term, which has knackered me.
Yeah.
Never mind though. We should hopefully at least be able to send one of us up there if all comes to worse.
But it's the train fairs, that's the big part. And no, sorry people at EGX,
Come
but
back to London.
the
Do it in the O2.
last one where the last Eurogamer Expo, the last one where it was actually Eurogamer, it wasn't that good, to be honest. There wasn't really a lot there. It's sort of the stuff that already come out, stuff that it just wasn't. There's the Call of Duty in the Battlefield. That doesn't really excite me, you know. I want more sort of unique games, you know. A lot of indie stuff actually is quite good, but you know the big Call of Duty, Battlefield.
One thing I just might add, one thing that's good, which is I've seen a new way which games have been developed. Examples, Slightly Mad Studios with their Project Cars, and also Star Citizen, which they're both all being developed, well, funded by the actual
funded by the
people.
community. Star
Community
Citizen
funded
is
games.
rather interesting actually because it's the. Let me just shift my position. Oh, it's actually
Charge for that, Stu.
it's the most funded project on Kickstarter ever. It's something like it's got $75 million.
Oh.
It might end up being the biggest grossing, like most expensive. I don't know. Will it be the biggest?
It could be.
I don't know how much WoW was made for. No, I don't
But
know.
I mean, it
looks like it'll blow everything else out the water in terms of scale.
Well, it's made by Chris Roberts, and Chris Roberts is an industry legend. I mean, he, wasn't it
He helped code. Was it? I don't know if he was developer or
Wing
lead,
Commander?
Yeah.
Wing Commander
was
2.
he lead developer or coder?
Yeah, lead developer. He created the Wing Commander series. He created Starlancer,
Did he have some
and
input
he
on
created Freelancer.
that?
He's a lead developer of all those games, and now he's making Star Citizen. But no publisher really wanted to do it, even though now they've been proved completely wrong. You know, with Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous. You know, both these have been funded by people who want to play them, and they're absolutely massive. Elite Dangerous has made a heck of a lot of money, and so has Star Citizen. Obviously, you know, Elite Dangerous made by David Braben of, you know, Elite fame. You know, one of the originals along with Wing Commander. I mean, it's a shame really that they didn't cooperate on a game, because I think if they did that, if that would have been like a 10 times better than either of them. They're very, 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 very good games within themselves. You know, both have their own individual merits, and both are fantastic games.
I
but
haven't looked at Elite Dangerous actually. So
yeah,
haven't heard of
I
it,
have. I haven't got it, but I've had a look. I had a look at videos and stuff like that.
look promising.
It does look quite good, but
It won't have the scale though. No way.
I don't know. It is quite good. I mean, you can have quite large battles. But my issue with Elite Dangerous, it's not you don't walk around or anything like that. You are your ship, essentially. It's very much like Freelancer actually, except more, you know, you're free to move around, and it is a massive universe, absolutely huge. You can fly like across hundreds of solar systems, and you won't even reach the end of the game world. I mean, it's huge. It's procedurally generated as well. And obviously, if you're the first to find something, you can scan something, and you can fly back to a base, and you can actually get rewards for doing so. Especially if you're the first to find like new habitable planets and stuff like that, you end up being rewarded tons and tons. But obviously people have already gone out exploring, you know, all that. It does look quite good, but Star Citizen, it looks even better. I mean, the things you can do, they won't make mining a simple click, repeat, click, repeat. It's going to be more in depth, you know, you'll guide the lasers and stuff like that. I mean, the immersion on Star Citizen, if they do everything that they are promising to do, that they have the assets for, they have the money for it, it could end up being the game
of the year,
game of the decade, or the century perhaps. You know, or perhaps the best game ever made. I mean,
the MMO market has really, up till recently, it's been very stale. In my opinion.
The only real, you know, there's not really many MMOs that I would actually want to play. Star Trek Online's just got their season 10, their Iconian stuff. I've been having a look at that. I've been playing a bit of the new, because you can get Delta recruit characters who get extra abilities and unlocks for the whole of your account. But I don't know. It just, there's a lot of glitches. They're writing on old code, and it wasn't very well made code in the first place. I do need the loo.
Lovely.
Yeah, I would recommend people look at look on the Star Citizen website. Maybe thinking about backing it if it's, you know, if you like what you see on there. The community is really good. People on the forums are really helpful, and yeah, it looks like it'll be a really good game. One that I definitely think is worth watching out for. Not sure on the release date for the game. Hopefully, maybe second quarter next year or something. I don't know. They keep putting it forward, but that's the thing when you have a community developed game. It can normally take longer than as more things get added. But with Star Citizen, they want to have it as a finished product. They won't want to sort of rush it out there just to get people to play it. But
which again is always promising when they say that.
Yeah.
So many developers rush games out.
Mm-hmm.
Normally for Christmas, and we know what happens then.
Yeah, but there's a few things that are in beta stage at the moment. I think the dogfighting module that was live a while ago, which they've recently been updating. There's something else. There's the new ship models for the racing class.
Yeah.
Racing.
The Origin M50 races or something like that.
They're testing them, I think. At the moment, I don't know if that's open.
There's also the FPS module, which is coming soon.
Yeah.
Where that should be slightly on board chips and stuff. That looks pretty good. But I think it's going to be on release where most people will join in. I mean, I'm hoping that you don't have to buy a ship to get into the game, because with all the multi-crewed ships, you'd think that there would be the ability for people just to hop into other people's ships and work as crew and stuff like that. Maybe even have like a faction pool of ships. So, you know, you can have trusted people in your faction who might not have their own ship, but they can take out a ship to do your business with, you know.
I like the idea of shared crew in the ship. That sounds really good. Like you could have someone,
well, the ships are designed for multi-crew.
Yeah, you have gunners, the person flying, maybe someone doing damage control or monitoring.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Looks really promising.
What if I should show the video of the multi-crew trailer for? Yeah, why not? YouTube.
Please talk about yourself while Steve looks for something.
one there. It's quite recent, 2 weeks ago.
There we are. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, it does look very good. I'll give it that. But it is a little bit expensive to get into at the moment, isn't it? I mean, to buy a ship, you actually have to spend real money. And the thing is, you get insurance on that ship. But if it gets blown up, you lose everything on board. You lose all the enhancements that you've bought. You just get a standard ship. And that's, you know, I don't know, you know, I mean, they just look expensive to get into.
We don't know until it's actually launched, but in one hand, well, I don't know how those things are going to play out really. With the insurance, I know they said early backers get to keep it.
Yeah.
What did they say on there? You don't lose. I mean, I wasn't an early backer actually. I had backed the game, but I wasn't one of the first. So I think they said the very early backers had it, so we'd never lose.
If you have the lifetime insurance thing, then you'll always be able to have that ship that you've got. But obviously you'll lose any enhancements that you've put on it. So if you swapped out the lasers, you know, you won't get them back. If you swapped out the sensors, you won't get those back. It definitely is very much a game of if you lose it, then you've lost it. People will try and play like, you know, people will try and just screw around or see that they won't get anywhere. No. So end up broke on a planet with no ship.
Sorry. I think that might be a good idea to have a more serious, mature audience and players on it, but
I think that's probably their idea.
I think they could have it where you start off with. Well, I don't know how it's going to work. Where you obviously you have to buy the ships at the moment. If you have like a starting ship or something, or if there's an area, I have no idea.
Yeah, but that's the. Yeah, but there's already a starting ship anyway.
You do have starter ships, yeah. You don't have to buy from it.
But they're a very cheap ship. But
then again, you won't have to buy the game on launch. I'm pretty sure that they won't. It will be. You won't have to buy it.
The thing is, I think what they want there to be is crews for ships. Because you don't want to spend several hundred. You know, there is ships on there that cost several £100.
This is you're going to have to go with friends and have one ship that you all share.
Yeah, exactly. Like a mining ship. 10 crew, right, and it'll cost like a couple £100. But between 10 of you, that's £20 for a mining ship. Yeah. The mining ship makes you money. As long as it's protected, so you want a couple more friends along with powerful fighters to protect you. And then maybe you want a few more friends to come along with a cargo ship to run the cargo. And they'll probably have to have a couple of fighters with them to protect them. I do see
that's going to be a bit of a problem because some people might not have friends that are planning on playing the game.
But that's why they can organise with other players anyway. Otherwise, you know, I mean, there's always going to be that in MMOs. There's the thing is, MMOs that don't have, you know, MMOs that give you too much self-reliance. It might as well not be an MMO. It might as well just be a single player game or a cooperative game.
That is the same with most MMOs, which I don't like.
Yeah, like I mean, Star Trek Online, you can play that entirely on your own with a little bit of co-op, and that's all that is really. I mean, that's not a proper MMO because everything's so minutely instanced. Any like combat is with you and just a few other people against AI, or sometimes you and a few other people against a few other people, and it's not really on the scale that you'd expect. I mean, in like Star Trek Deep Space Nine, you had battles between, you know, you had the battle between hundreds of ships, and multiple of those. You know, Enterprise, you had a few battles where it's like dozens of ships. It's just, it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel large. It doesn't feel like. You know, it doesn't feel like Star Trek, but that's the thing a lot of games lack. A lot of games in that regard lack. It's like Star Wars: The Old Republic. That might as well be a single player game. That might as well have offline or just co-op. You know, because that is the same.
Actually, while we mentioned Star Wars, they're going to have another Battlefront game.
Yes.
Which, even though I'm looking forward to that. I will. I'm afraid I will have to.
There's no space battles.
I'm waiting for that.
There's no space battles.
I'm still going to wait. The space battles are a big thing for me, which I really love. That's why I love the original.
It's going to be Battlefield with a Star Wars skin. That's all it's going to be. That's literally all it's going to be.
Disappointing.
It's like if I went back in time and paid for the Star Wars mod for Battlefield 2142, except more arcadey, because that mod was actually good.
Battlefield was an amazing game. It really was.
Yeah, the original too, because they were developed by proper people, not by. It's been it's been developed by Dice and Visceral, the same tag team who did Hardline. I've got Hardline.
Some people might like, but really,
it's not really that. Hardline isn't that good, and Battlefront's just going to be the same, just with lasers.
Battlefront 2 was an amazing game. It was one of the best games I had on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Unfortunately now,
occasionally crash.
GameSpy's gone, which means there's no more player support. It is on PC as well. It's on Steam actually.
I don't know if they're modded.
Battlefront 2.
Maybe that run. Does that not run on the server?
No, it's GameSpy. I think some people have managed to get it working with that Tamagotchi multiplayer thing, but that's laggy as hell.
Yeah. They had Unreal Tournament and worked. I don't know if that's game. They had certain games that were old but still around. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's more people patching it. Mostly again to run with Tamagotchi.
Yeah, shame. What else can we talk about in the news? Right, if anyone, I don't know if people have heard about Microsoft's plan, obviously with Windows 10, which is going to be the new, not just the new main Windows OS, but it's going to be everything's Windows 10 because it's mobile or Windows 10 phone. Also, it's going to integrate with Xbox a lot. The Xbox One.
It's going to become the Xbox One OS.
Yes.
So you'll also be able to play your Xbox One games on the PC, which is going to be rather interesting, because one of the things they could do is enable people on Xbox One and people on PC on GTA to play together.
I don't see why they don't, but
they could very much do that. And the interesting thing is going to be, obviously, you'll be able to play stuff like Halo on the PC.
No, I'd be happy with that. Forza on there, but not that it will have the same drive support. It won't, because it's basically the same game but on PC. But it won't. I don't know how they're going to do that, but.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be the same OS. It's going to be developed on that OS. As long as you have the hardware for it, I don't see any issue where you can't play your Xbox games on the PC.
But
and
then the controllers will still
going to be doing.
It still won't be a different game, so you can't like plug in like your wheel and expect it to work if it doesn't work on the Xbox One. It won't work. I think actually, I think you're on there because USBs work, and a lot of wheels will work for the Xbox One. It's literally once they put it on, but once they patch Xbox One to Windows 10, you'll be able to download drivers because it'll just be Windows 10. I hope so. That's what I'm hoping, because I haven't really played Horizon too much without a wheel. Because I don't want to shell out for a new one. My G25 still bloody good wheels.
Well, you got Horizon 2.
Yeah, it's a good game.
I've got Horizon 2 as well.
I just don't like it on the game.
It's good. It's good. It's alright on the controller.
Yeah.
It's alright on the controller. Obviously, it would probably be more fun with a wheel. But,
yeah, they're quite expensive. Microsoft's hardware.
Yeah, very. I mean, I'd stick around until Windows 10 comes out and see if it's compatible then, because there's a good chance it would be.
Do we think that's it? I can't think anything else off the top of my head.
Nothing else major, I don't
No, I don't think so.
Oh, a thing about let's have a joke at Grapple with their launch of the new iPhone. That's iWatch.
Dear.
Don't have any tattoos.
Yeah.
People who have tattoos may have issues.
Or dark skin.
Or dark skin. Yeah. The new Apple Watch officially is racist. Basically, what it is the idiots at Crapple HQ developed this iWatch, and they made it so that it reads, to see if you've got the watch on, it detects how much light it can bounce off your skin. That's all very good, unless you have pigmentation in your skin, a certain
Blocks
level.
it from going through the skin.
No, I'll probably be doomed then.
Well, it might be a little bit finicky with you. But unless you're a pale white redneck American,
Ouch.
you might be in a bit of trouble.
Mm.
Yeah, and stay away from those tattoos, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because anything,
I mean, Apple has admitted that it is a problem, however, which is a first. Well,
Yeah.
they've admitted it's a problem, but are they going to do anything about it?
they'll release a new one, won't they?
Oh yeah, but they won't give any refunds. I'm going to point out, they're not going to give any refunds.
No.
They're just going to go, oh well, we've released this new version which is only moderately better and does not have the problem, we hope. And then people will report the same problem. Be like, well, you shouldn't have tattoos.
So yeah, but I think that's it, so we could wrap up now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, don't think anyone's actually watched this on Hitbox.
You don't need to admit that.
Well,
We'll edit that bit out.
I don't need to edit that out. Obviously on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe and all that.
Like us on
Stay tuned
Facebook.
for more.
Mm-hmm.
Links in description for all sorts of things, and stay tuned.
If anyone in the UK has a couch to lend us, please let us know.
Oh dear.
Why'd you have to move, Steve?
Next episode will be somewhere. It will happen. It'll just be somewhere else, not here. On this sofa.
So next time will be called On a Different Couch.
FireHawk Gaming on the floor.
Okay, ending the stream.
It's scary.